Hello, my name is Casey. I am the Wicked Waxer, and I just want to make a video about the beauty industry. The beauty industry is cooked. I don't know what's going on. Well, I kind of do. The economy is in the toilet and the market is extremely saturated. I'm in Chicago. A salon is, on every single corner, especially med spas. They're just popping up all crazy. And I'm making I don't even know if I'm gonna be helpful or have any information that would be relevant to you, but this is just to commiserate to other beauty professionals, regardless of your specific industry. Like I said, I'm an esthetician, I'm a waxer, but I think this applies to nail techs, hairstylists, makeup artists. I don't know what to do. I just celebrated 9 years of business, which is a feat in and of itself. And I would consider my business pretty successful in that it's just me. I'm a solo esthetician, and I stay pretty busy even in not so busy times, but it's becoming untenable. And I made a video on TikTok maybe a month or 2 or 3 ago, talking about how something's got to give with the cost at which we have to charge our clients for the services that we're providing. And I still don't know what to do or make of any of that. Basically, I was saying that, the financials of everyday living for the average person are getting out of hand. And one of the first things to go are these services and treatments that people are doing, to give a little self-care or boost to themselves. People have to put food on the table, pay their bills, pay their rent, pay their mortgage, childcare, et cetera, et cetera. And historically, especially when I was really early in my career, I've been an esthetician for 13 years. I've been working in the beauty industry for 16. These type of services that made people feel and look beautiful were kind of recession proof, and I don't think that's the case anymore. I really don't know what to do about it. And if you have any thoughts, please leave them down below. But I feel like the cost of supplies has gotten out of hand. Rent, our bills as business owners are really quite excessive. And it does feel a little bit unethical to charge what we have to charge to stay afloat. If I'm thinking of what a client thinks and feels like when they're paying for these services. I'll give you an example. I specialize in brows and Brazilians. That's pretty much my bread and butter. For a brow wax, I charge $49. For a Brazilian, for a new client, I charge $95, $85 for a return client, which, I'm in Chicago, it's a major city. I would say I'm probably on the high end for not being downtown Chicago. I think it's probably much more excessive, but that makes sense. You're downtown Chicago, so you're gonna be able and willing to pay those prices. I work in Lakeview, which is kind of middle of the road, but I'm a very experienced waxer. I have a pretty good clientele, a decent following. I have great reviews online, which I'm so thankful for. Thank you. Shout out my clients. And, I get really good referrals from my existing clients. But I'm just unsure of how much longer I can go with things being the way that they are. I've had to stop taking new clients probably 2 or 3 times in the time that I've had this studio and been working for myself, having my own business. One of which was right after the pandemic, when we were finally able to come back to work. It was gangbusters. I had to turn people away. I couldn't even keep up. I was working, especially because I was like recouping from not being able to work for like 3 months. That was a really scary time. Glad that's over and behind us. But when I was able to come back to work, it was crazy. I was slammed. That was that calendar year of like June 2020 to like the next summer 2021, more money than I've ever made in my entire life. It was great. I wish I would have known that I was like riding high on the hog at the time, because whatever, hindsight's 2020, right? But things were good for a couple more years, and then I just feel like the economy has gotten worse and worse and worse, and now it's in the toilet, and I don't know what to do. In normal times, when I try to give advice to like a less experienced esthetician or a beauty professional in general, it's like if you can, you just like hold on, because this is the time, despite how saturated the market is, that people just start dropping like flies and giving up on themselves and their business, and they pivot to a totally different career. Do you know how many people are licensed in the beauty industry where they don't even use it? They go and do something else, like sales or freaking selling insurance or real estate. I don't even know. I am extremely passionate about the beauty industry, or at least I was. I'm kind of having a professional identity crisis, if I'm being totally honest with you, because I just don't know what to do. And I haven't really even dabbled or like dipped my toe into pivoting to anything else. I have a very nice college degree from a private university here in Chicago. I have a bachelor's, plus my aesthetic license, plus all this experience running my own business. Like, I should be able to convert that, or chop, flip, and screw it into something else, but I really don't want to. I love what I do. I love my clients, but I just really don't know where this goes from here. And I was just listening to this podcast, and she was saying like, the beauty industry is not failing. It's just that your business sucks. And like, some of that just feels like such a huge gaslight, because every person I talk to across all areas of the beauty industry, in all areas of the United States, and in big cities of people who have large followings, are having major gaps in their schedule. I am filming this right now during a huge gap in my schedule. And to be totally transparent, the reason I'm starting this channel is just to see, hey, maybe I could like eventually get monetized. That'd be cool. Make a little extra funny money to make up the difference. But I just don't know what's gonna happen. I went to there's all these like beauty conferences and conventions like throughout the year. I just got back literally yesterday from the one in New York. It's IBS, and I think it was IECSC. And normally I do education also for a wax company that's kind of on pause now. So I was just going as an attendee, and the vibes kind of sucked. I was really hoping to make that trip and go to get a little inspiration. I feel like if you do any career, actually, you just get a little like stagnant and, just kind of like blah about it. And usually those events, you get a little inspiration, you feel like really energized or excited to like go back to your treatment room, and, maybe you learned something or thought about something, saw something that makes you feel very passionate and inspired about what you do. And like, the vibes were off, so off. Luckily, so these shows, there's usually like the hair side, and then like the skin and etc. side of the show. The hair side was a flop. There were almost no big brands, none. Amika wasn't there. The biggest brands were probably Chi and Dyson, but I didn't even see a Dyson booth. I just saw them like a promotional like banner. So I didn't even see them. And the rest was a freaking flea market. It was so low rent and strange. And then the skin side, I mean, I don't know. It was just weird. Like, it's just same crap, different toilet, like, you know, the same brands you see over and over, most of which I've never heard of in my life. And, ooh, hallway, it's popping off. Like I was saying, it was just like totally uninspired. And actually, because I wasn't working, there was like one beautiful day in New York City, and I was like, you know what? I am gonna be out in the world, boots on the ground. I'm gonna go like shop around in Soho and Soho, idiot. I walked 10 miles that day, got some much needed vitamin D, and that was good enough for me. Time better spent for me, time better spent outside in the world, people watching, getting my steps, enjoying the sunshine. And that actually inspired me, to be quite frank, more than the beauty show. And anyway, I just don't know what's gonna happen. And it could be me. I've been really trying to be introspective. Like, okay, business is not doing well. Is it me? Is it me? And I don't know. I don't think so. I'm also in a weird station in my life. I have a 3-year-old daughter, so I feel like I used to be totally willing to, like, you know, work 6 days a week and just be like back to back to back, like just grinding it out. And I like working, I like being busy, but if I'm gonna be a, you know, good wife and mother, I think it might be impossible to also be a heavy hitter with the business. But I'm freaking trying. I mean, like, what do I gotta do? Do I have to sell my soul? Is my soul for sale? I really don't want to give up on this or myself. And I'm definitely planning, I need to round it out at a minimum, make it to 10 years with my business. So it's like 1 calendar year, which should be doable, but I really don't know what to do. I literally have 3 jobs. So I have this, my business, The Wicked Waxer. That's my like full-time thing. And then I also model, but that my modeling contract is about to be up in like 2 months. And I also do wax education, but that there's like not great money in that. And I feel like things should be going better for me. I literally go into schools and salons and teach people how to do what I do. I'm an expert in my field. What's happening? What do I do? Okay, any beauty peeps, if you have ideas, thoughts, please leave them below. Also, like I said, I'm trying to get monetized. Like, subscribe, I don't know. I know it's so cringe, but I'm trying. I'm throwing the kitchen sink at this problem. I need to survive and pay my bills and just ride this wave out and hope for better days. Are the better days coming? Is the beauty industry cooked? I don't know. And I feel like because so much is going to like the medical side, because, bro, don't get me started on like, you know, state board, the medical lobbies. They're taking so many services away from us and letting kind of the med spas and everything have a monopoly on some of these things, and it's really taking money out of our pockets. I don't provide any of those like facial services at the moment, but all the time it's like, okay, this type of peel, you can no longer offer it. Dermaplaning, nope, that's off the table. So many things require a medical director. It's all a freaking scam, and it's very frustrating because we went to school to provide these services, and it's just a shame. I don't know what to do about it. I really don't want to go back to school for anything, quite frankly. I've had a lot of schooling. Do I go become a nurse? I don't really want to be a nurse. Somebody help me. God help me. What do you think? Should I quit? I really don't want to. I just need to stay the course, right? Let me know.